1919 was the year America tried to break Black people, a year soaked in smoke, blood, and fear, a year when white mobs stormed Black neighborhoods across the country, burning homes, lynching families, and tearing apart entire communities. They called it riots, but the truth is simple. This was a coordinated attack on Black progress. This was the summer they tried to break us. Black soldiers had returned from World War I with medals on their chests and dignity in their stride. They had fought for democracy overseas, only to come home to a country that refused to see them as human. Their uniforms, their pride, their confidence, these things terrified white America, because a confident Black man in uniform was a symbol of something dangerous: Black progress. And in a system built on fear and control, Black progress was treated like a threat. White workers feared losing jobs to Black migrants. White politicians feared losing power. White newspapers warned of a new Negro who refused to bow. The Great Migration had already begun. Black families were leaving the South and building new lives in Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Washington, D.C. They were buying homes, starting businesses, organizing unions, and demanding fair pay. And white supremacy panicked. Newspapers printed lies about Black men attacking white women. Headlines screamed about Black mobs, Black criminals, Black agitators. Stories were exaggerated, twisted, or completely invented. The press didn't just report violence, it created it. Because when you paint a people as a threat, you give mobs permission to attack them. It didn't take much to set cities on fire. A Black boy drifted into the wrong part of Lake Michigan. A Black sharecropper asked for fair wages. A rumor spread through a white neighborhood. A lie printed in a newspaper. And suddenly, mobs formed. Gunshots echoed. Homes burned. Bodies fell. Black neighborhoods became battlegrounds. In Elaine, Arkansas, Black farmers gathered to demand fair pay for their cotton. They were unarmed. They were peaceful. They were simply asking to be treated like human beings. White planters responded with rifles. Sheriffs joined them. Federal troops were called in. Over 100 Black men, women, and children were slaughtered. Some hunted in the woods. Some shot in their homes. Some never found. Elaine became one of the deadliest racial massacres in American history. In Chicago, a Black teenager named Eugene Williams drifted into a whites-only beach. He was stoned in the water until he drowned. When Black residents demanded justice, police refused to arrest the white man responsible. The city exploded. For 13 days, Chicago burned. 38 people died. Hundreds were injured. Thousands were left homeless. White mobs stormed Black neighborhoods. Black veterans fought back. It was urban warfare. In Washington, D.C., white soldiers and police officers formed mobs and attacked Black residents. But this time, Black people fought back. Many were veterans. They defended their homes. They protected their families. They refused to run. For the first time, Black resistance changed the outcome. In Omaha, Nebraska, a Black man named Will Brown was falsely accused of assault. A mob stormed the courthouse. They lynched him. They burned his body. They dragged him through the streets. The mayor was nearly lynched trying to stop them. This was not justice. This was terror. Police joined mobs. Sheriffs handed out weapons. National Guard units protected white neighborhoods while Black communities burned. The message was clear. Black life was disposable. Black progress was punishable. Black resistance was unforgivable. When the smoke cleared, entire Black neighborhoods were gone. Families were displaced. Businesses destroyed. Churches burned. Bodies buried in unmarked graves. But something else happened too. Black people refused to be broken. After the Red Summer, thousands of Black families packed their bags and left. They boarded trains heading north and west. They carried trauma, but also hope. The Great Migration wasn't just about jobs. It was about survival. It was about dignity. It was about refusing to live in fear. The Red Summer changed America. It strengthened the NAACP. It fueled Black journalism. It inspired new movements for justice. It exposed the truth. Whenever Black people rose, white supremacy struck back. But we rose anyway. This episode is not the end, it is the beginning. Because every city had its own story, its own heroes, its own scars. And in the next chapter of Black Justice Untold, we're going to uncover them one by one. Chicago, Elaine; Washington, D.C., Omaha; Knoxville, Longview, Charleston, Bisbee, and more. This was the summer they tried to break Black people, but they failed because we are still here. We remember, we resist, we rise. They tried to erase it, they tried to silence it, but we are still here, still telling the truth. If this episode challenged what you thought you knew, don't keep it to yourself. Push it forward. Start the conversation they tried to silence. This is Black Justice Untold. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.